we're going to go over number 16 from the Chapter 7 review. It's at the back of the Chapter 7 test. So I have it copied over here. So magician's stage has a trap door. So let's do part A. The total area of the stage can be represented by that polynomial. We need to write an expression for the width of the stage. So in part A, we know the stage is just a box. Right? We don't care about this trap door right now, so I'm just going to fill it in for a second. So the stage, well, it tells us, well, obviously we can see the stage is a rectangle, and it says the area of that stage is x squared plus 27x plus 176. So area is on the inside of a figure, so I'm going to go ahead and fill it in on the inside. Now, we know area of a rectangle is the length times the width, so somehow I took a length and I multiplied it by a width, and I got this expression. And if we're looking at the image pretty closely here, they actually tell us one of those dimensions already. They tell us that one of the length or the width, whatever you want to call it, was x plus 16. So what would this other thing have been to give us x squared plus 27x plus 176? Well, obviously x times x would have given us x squared. I'm not sure what number times 16 is 176, but I do know that when I added the x's together, I got 27. So 16 plus 11 must have given me the 27. So our dimensions were x plus 11 and x plus 16. We could double check that, and we do see that 11 times 16 is 176. Now, the perimeter of the stage, so I'm going to do that in a similar color because we're still working with the stage here. So part B, perimeter is one length plus the next width plus the next length plus the next width. So we should go back and label this. So this is obviously x plus 16. So this is x plus 16, which means our other dimensions were both x plus 11. So we're just going to add all those up. So x plus 16 was our length. We'd add another width, which was x plus 11. The next side length was x plus 16. The next side length was x plus 11. So we just have to combine all of our like terms. So how many x's? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 x's. I'm just using my calculator to add those numbers together, but we have 16 plus 11 plus 16 plus 11, and that gives us 54. So this is our perimeter. Now we're moving on to the trap door in part C here, so I am going to go erase the word stage because now I only care about the trap door. So I'm just looking, and it's kind of hard for me to find a color that works here. I'm just looking for this little part of our image now. So the area of that trapdoor is 10 square feet. So we need to find the value of x. So we know that that little trapdoor is 2x by x plus 1/2. Now they told us the area of that, and this is a rectangle, so it's the length times the width. They tell us the area of that is 10. So 10 should equal our length times our width, which is 2x times x plus 1/2. Now, if I want to solve a polynomial equation, it has to be equal to 0. So let's simplify this. So we get 2x squared plus 1x, and that's still equal to 10. So I'll subtract 10 from both sides. I get 2x squared plus x minus 10 is equal to 0. So if my equation is equal to 0, the only way I can solve that is getting it into factored form. Works out nice because the only way for us to get a 2x squared is a 2x and a 1x. And then I do see that I could make this a minus 2 and a positive 5 because negative 4x's and positive 5x's would indeed bring me to a positive 1, and they do multiply to negative 10. So one of those numbers has to be equal to 0. I don't know which one, so I got to consider them both. So here I'd subtract 5 from both sides, divide by 2, so I get x equals negative 5/2. Or over here, I would see that I get x is equal to 2. Now, there can't be two answers for the dimension of this little trap door, but I'm trying to find how long something is. If I plugged in a negative value, that doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to have to go and throw out that negative value. So I know the only answer for x is 2. I'm just copying the other answer from here that I forgot. Now, for part D, what it says here, which I'll do in this color now, it says the magician wishes to have the area of the trap door be at least 20 times the area, or excuse me, I read that backwards, the area of the stage, at least 20 times the area of the trap door. Does this work? So let's put that into words here. So the area of the stage, and then we have the area of the trap door. Now, the area of the stage needs to be bigger than the trapdoor. So if I knew what the trapdoor was and I multiplied it by 20, that should be the smallest amount that the area of the stage is. Well, we know what the area of the trapdoor is, right? The area of the trapdoor is 10 square feet. So I'm going to fill that in here. So 20 times 10. Now the area of the stage, we wrote an expression for that. The area of the stage was x plus 11 by x plus 6. 16, excuse me. So I have x plus 11 times x plus 16 should be greater than 200. Now the good thing for me is I know what x is, right? We just figured that out. X is 2. So let's plug that in. So 13 times 18 should be bigger than or equal to 200. So 13 times 18 is 234. So the area of the stage is at least 20 times bigger than the area of the trapdoor. So yes, it does meet those requirements.